Well, World Final 17 is now over. And the epic disaster that I thought freestyle was going to be last night was just that. But before I rip Feld a new asshole, I thought I'd say the good things that happened last night. And first off, congratulations, Adam, for winning your second freestyle title in 8 years and your 4th overall, even though you didn't really deserve it. I guess the fan judges were trying to make up for what happened last year, since you should have won last year. They decided to let you win this year. And speaking of that, since Adam got ripped last year, then he ripped Damon this year, I guess Damon's going to rip someone off for that freestyle title next year, huh? And how about Cole Bernard finally getting to see him freestyle for the first time ever, and he went out there and put up the third highest scoring run in World Finals history for the first truck out. That run was sick! And what a great debut it was for Breon last night. What a sick save Chad Fortune did. Scott Liddycoat made his debut, and what a humongous and beautiful save that was to get things started. Nicole finally had her first aggressive run ever, and it was sick. And if it wasn't for the axles breaking, Morgan Kane would have easily taken Cole over for the #1 spot and could have easily run away with the double down. And what the fuck was up with that with Neil breaking his forelink and they wouldn't go on for like another half a minute or something like that? That's kind of bullshit. And then that sick save Lee O'Donnell did. And that sick LeDuc jump that Bari did. Sucks he wasted way too much time backing up into the Thunder Alley. And then we get to the Icon, who after 2 years, I think, of struggling on those shitty tracks, he finally put up a sick run. Those 2 incredible saves. And of everyone else that I'm going to get to later, he definitely should have won. Besides Adam, Kim, that was just unbelievable how you planned that corkscrew backflip out. And if you didn't flip so early, you could have challenged Dennis for that lead. And that incredible save Chad Tingler did, that was beautiful. Then, of course, we get to the driver who actually should have been the winner, and that was Damon. Oh, what a great run that was. It is bullshit how he got ripped so hard. And hey, how about Mikey? He actually proved himself to be a freestyle champion, because that run was sick. If he did that combined with what he did last year, we would never be complaining at all about his score last year. Oh, and by the way, Feld, why did he not come out last? The freestyle champion's supposed to come out last in almost every single situation, remember? But then the actual freestyle king came out, Ryan, and he put up a sick run. Unfortunately, flipped too early, but that should have easily beaten Adam too. And then we get to the encore. I could not stand the overt patriotism, but those were some sick backflips, especially that save Navy did. But that's it for the good. The rest, it's bad. But there's still some good things out of the bad, so I'll get to them first. The guy covering Twitter is another legendary moron. To all of you who did not watch the Twitter coverage last night, after Dustin went out, guess what? What did he come out, like 10th up in the field or something like around there? So probably like at least 20 trucks went out. They never, and I mean it, they never mentioned his score. Even after mentioning it like 5 trillion times on him, they never mentioned the score. So to all of you who watched the Twitter coverage with me and still don't know the score, I looked it up. Dustin got a 15.5. And by the way, Feld, stop fucking doing those points. It is bullshit and I can't handle it. So now that I got Dustin's score, I decided to do an update to my average score. And this year's average score was 21.17. You know what, now, to their credit, that's much better than last year's average score of 20.39, but that's not a point better. And guess what? That's still fucking mediocre. That's still shitty. That's unacceptable. Now, when you do MTM2 World Finals 2, my event I did last May, and you do my track, guess what the average score was? 27. Almost half the field got 30 or more points in that event, and 5 trucks got 35 and more. And then the 2015 MTWS Championship I showed you all the other day on that track, you know what the average score in that event was? 26. 26. And just like in MTM2 World Finals 2, almost half the field got 30 or more. Isn't it obvious? My tracks lead to better results. Think about that. An event where almost half the field got 30 or more points, and 5 trucks got 35 and more. Doesn't that sound much better than anything Feld can do? Speaking of tracks, now let's get to that piece of shit that we saw last night. It was pretty much an exact replica of last year, only green instead of purple. It was all dirt. It was too focused on big air and backflips. There was too much steep hills and shit. And you can't have a monster truck event with a track like that. And you know what happens if you do? Disaster. You're going to get the average score that you got last night of a 21.17. But it's not just the average score. Go away, Dottie. It's also how much did the drivers fill their runs. You know how many drivers filled their runs last year? 8. And I just went for the runs just now, and guess how many filled their runs this year? 8 again. So think about this. We have a track that average score is a 21.17, which is bullshit, and we have only a quarter of the field finishing their runs. That is fucking bullshit. And now I just remembered, you know how many trucks filled their runs in MTM2 World Finals 4? 58%. You know how many filled their runs in 2015 MTWS Championship? Almost 2/3. I think it was like 64%. Don't you all fucking see how shitty tracks lead to shitty results? How is it not obvious? I've been saying this for fucking years. So to all you fucking idiots that still haven't gotten it, monster trucks are not, and I repeat, not supposed to just get big air and backflips. They're supposed to do everything fucking else. Fucking donuts, fucking wheelies, fucking crushing shit. You can't do that kind of shit on shitty tracks like that, and you lead to terrible results. I shouldn't have to keep repeating this. But wait! There's one more thing I almost forgot. The shitty fan judges! And you know what? For the shitty tracks that Feld makes, this is even more obvious why Feld simply doesn't give a fuck about the league anymore. I mean, how many times I've seen drivers get their scores booed by the fans these last 2 years, and Feld still does it without a care in the world? It's obvious they don't give a flying fuck anymore. But then again, who am I kidding? They never cared at all in the first place. Adam should not have been the freestyle champ. Dennis probably should have been. And then I hear Scott Buto. Nah. That Stalin hurt his run, and then after that, all he did was 3 backflips pretty much and 1 huge jump, and that was it. He got actually overscored. And then I hear Mark McDowell got overscored. He did have a lot of good control and momentum throughout the run, but a lot of times he just slowed down a lot, and you can't have that in the run. And the same goes for Charlie last year, too. And then we get the Cam McQueen. Oh, God. That was such a beautiful corkscrew backflip, and he got a lot of sick air and shit. But I just don't see how that could have beaten Adam outright without filling the run and putting up some more huge air and donuts and shit. But, of course, we get to the obvious rip-off, and that was Damon. He got so ripped so hard, he got even bigger air than Adam did, and he actually even filled his run, too. And he didn't even flip, too. He filled the run and kept going. That is incredible. But no, the fan judges are like, fairness? Damon winning? Nah, can't have that. Adam's got to win, of course. And then, of course, next year, when Damon doesn't do good, we're going to give him the win, of course. And there's one more other driver I just remembered. Ryan got even bigger air than Adam, kept the momentum going, did a backflip, actually did 2 attempts, and almost filled the run, which Adam didn't do at all. He barely got into bonus time. So Ryan probably should be in this talk about should have won the title again, just like he should have probably won last year as well. But the shitty fan judges screwed us over again. They gave Mikey the win last year, when in my eyes, Adam should have easily won, with Ryan being second. And then this year, they let Adam win, when Damon should have won outright, with Ryan probably being second. Man, what an absolute embarrassment Feld has turned Monster Jam into. You know, I've been watching Monster Trucks since I was fucking 3. I've been watching Monster Jam since 2000. I watched World Finals 2 live on pay-per-view. I've been to World Finals 4, 5, 6, and 8. I've pretty much seen the evolution of monster trucks when back in the fucking 80s when they were just like crushing cars by crawling up to them and doing tractor pulls and all that shit, to all the backflips and sick air they're getting now. And then I look back, particularly between like 2005 to 2011, but more like 2007 to 2009, when the tracks were just fucking perfect. They were beautifully colored, and the obstacles were both hittable, crushable. They were balanced between big obstacles and small obstacles. There was probably like rollers across the track to do wheelies. There was enough room to do donuts and shit. And the obstacles were small enough to do cross threads on them, to do beautiful saves and flips, hopefully, as well. Guys, that was the better time. Those tracks are better than the piece of shit we saw last night. You know what we need to have happen again? Feld probably should restart next year by making World Finals 9 again. That track was beautifully colored, and every obstacle was perfectly balanced. But Feld, like they give two fucks about that. And basically, to all of you who watched my Monster Truck League MTWS, or have just watched it the other day when I showed you the championship, that is what I want for Monster Trucks. That's my vision. That's what I want to happen to Monster Jam again. I want that glory days back. And I'm sure hopefully a lot of you think so as well. But I guess a guy can only dream. And by the way, thank you all for going to my site these last 3 days to watch my coverage this year. Unfortunately, because Feld screwed everything up for racing, I couldn't really do a good job in racing. And that obviously reflected in my analytics when I looked it up. I got nowhere near the views I got last year. I mean, last year when I covered freestyle, you all set a site record for over 400 views in a day. And of course, since the dickhead on Twitter didn't post any pictures like last year, I couldn't really do much about that either. So of course, Feld has to ruin for everyone. Now, if you excuse me, I gotta go work on a collab with Fazbear Gangster. We're gonna do a Riggs Rods collab. Hopefully that video will be up today. So I'm gonna finish off with one final congratulations. Congratulations, David Bradshaw, for getting the double down for the first time ever. Congratulations, Scott Lilycoat, for getting the Young Gun Shootout victory. Congratulations, Morgan Kane, for getting your first racing title and first overall. And congratulations, Adam, for your second freestyle title and fourth overall. Hopefully next year, Feld will listen to us this time, which we all know they won't. And hopefully World Finals 18 will be an actual success. So, done it. Now I gotta go read Princess Evangile.